back from the break. It's exactly 4 minutes past 9 a.m. And of course, we are back to drive the business, getting to understand what is really transpiring into the world of business. But before we get there, you're tired of the excessive paperwork that is involved when purchasing stocks. Well, Zabu just came to make that much more easy for you as you just dial *292# and then you will be able to purchase stocks that's on Altec Securities. Well, that can be done at whatever place you will be at, whatever location you are at in Uganda, as you don't really have to travel to whatever place you have to travel to get this done for you. *292#, you will be available with quite lots of options. You can trade government bonds, stocks, securities, so many others. And of course, you will be in position to earn a daily income at the end of the day. Now, the markets open at 8:15 a.m. and they close at exactly 3:15 p.m. Of course, they only operate, that is from Monday to Friday, apart from the weekends when the markets don't really be operating in that way. And also some other interesting aspect is that if you are really interested and tired, if you are tired and you're interested to withdraw your money, you can do that with an instant of your phone and you will have your money back. Zabu, my money, my future. Do something new for yourself right there. Well, now before we having a little update just here before we get into our story review for today, and of course this is something to do with the Vision 2040, and of course getting to understand the mindset is a very important aspect if we are to really achieve this. But before I say anything further regarding this matter, let's review this. I'll be right back.
Our mandate includes coordinating the government communication function, that is to say, to give out information about the different government programs, priorities, projects, and even special considerations like you saw we have been fighting COVID. We coordinate all of that. So the priorities, the programs, the projects, everything we coordinate through this ministry. But we also formulate and implement policy about communication, media itself, where smart TV falls. We do regulation, we do policy review, but we also do, the other program we do is the national guidance, which is working on the thinking of our people so that we align the thinking with the direction of the country. We've got the Vision 2040, we've got the National Development Plan 3, we have got the manifesto for government. There are numerous programs in there for our people. So we want our people to understand these programs so that they support them, not only to support them, but also participate in them to reduce poverty levels in this country. For example, now we have the parish development model, which we want people to understand very well. It's a revolving fund from which people can form circles and access cheap credit to fund establishing or expanding existing projects. So under our national guidance program and the mindset interventions, we train people. We want people to have a positive mindset, a mindset that they can actually work and make a difference, that this government is here to serve them. But the government cannot serve people who are not cooperating with the government. So we want people to cooperate with the government, to appreciate programs like the parish model, tap into them, access credit, and change their lives. That's why the parish development model, for a change, you know, most of the projects used to be here in Kampala. So this time we say the parish development model must go to the parish level, which is one of the smallest administrative units in the country.
Okay.
Critical thinking is very, very important because we know that even at personal level, if your attitude is wrong, you are not going to go far. Even in a job like I do, or the one that you do, you who is interviewing me, you might have the knowledge and skills, but it is the attitude or thinking that actually makes the difference, even in my personal experience. And talking about the Vision 2040 and all these programs, because the vision is crystallized by the government, but we also have the orientation that we shouldn't leave anyone behind. So if we are not going to leave anyone behind, it means that even the thinking of our people needs to change, and they know that government is here to make a difference for them, but they need, one, to be positive thinkers, to believe in themselves, to be patriotic, because the parish model is a government for everyone, regardless of your ethnic group, your religion, or even political orientation. So they need to be patriotic, coalesce around these programs, embrace them, be forthright, be accountable. When we give you money, go and do the project that you said you are going to do, return the money, then this money can be loaned out to other people, so that in the end, by the time we review this program after 5 years, we want to see that poverty levels in the country have reduced. Then, when we start the next NDP, which will be NDP 4, which is from the year 2025 to 2030, we should be building on the gains of the first NDP, rather the third, which we are implementing now, as we reduce. And I'm happy to note that poverty levels in the country are reducing. They are still high in some parts of the country. But you see, this poverty is also a product of the very mind that we are talking about. That's why you hear the president, when he's out in the field, he talks about people should not work for the stomach alone. Because you see, until like last year, people who were outside of the money economy were 78% of the population. Now we have cut it down to, I think, about 40%. But that is also still high. We need to reduce this much further by supporting more people. So we want people to have a good attitude. There is this cynical saying that to serve our government to yambe. We don't want people to think that they should only beg, but people can empower themselves by starting up projects that are viable. So government puts in money, government is creating markets for them. We are now in the East African community, we are in the SADC, we even now have the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. We are opening up markets in Congo, in South Sudan, in Burundi. So when people produce, like the president has been saying, the government is also creating markets and expanding them in our region. We have had a lot of poverty reduction programs. There are those that are in specific parts of the country, like northern Uganda, Rwenzori, but there have also been the national ones, like the Youth Livelihood Project. It has been there. It started, I think, in 2011. We've had the Women Entrepreneurship Program. The parish model is actually consolidating many of those. So there's work we've been doing. You are right in that we've not reached the best position that we want to be in as far as reducing poverty is concerned. And it is on realization that we have more work to do, that we have created more programs, like the parish model, which, like I've said, in departing from the ones we have been running, many of these have been coordinated from Kampala. But now the parish model, we go straight to what they call Muntu Awansi. The money goes straight to the parishes. Because we also had challenges like money delaying from districts, or money even being embezzled from districts. We said no, now we cut out all this bureaucracy and we send money. And I think, while we are just starting, I can see that the parish model is going to be more successful than some of these projects we've been doing. When we talk about the Vision 2040, by the time we finish the fourth NDP, which ends in 2030, we will be 10 years to completing the Vision 2040. So yes, we might be behind on some indicators, but I think if we hit the ground running, like we are doing with the parish model, I think we can achieve the objectives of Vision 2040 by the time we get to the year 2040. So what we do is to break that vision into 5-year plans, which we call the National Development Plans. Right now, we are in the NDP 3. In fact, we already have had a midterm review, because remember, this is 2023. This NDP 3 started in 2020. So we have assessed ourselves, and we know where we need to put a lot of effort to ensure that everything that is written in the NDP 3 is achieved by the year 2025, before we start on the NDP 4. The Mindset program is one of the drivers, the success factors of these projects, because one of the things we learned from the previous projects is that government was sometimes throwing money at people without preparing them mentally, even the mind. That's why you see now we instituted the Mind program to support the smooth implementation and success of these programs, the parish model. But even if you talk about health starts from a family household. If people are not sleeping under mosquito nets, yet they are available, it's a problem. Education, it starts from the mind, name them, all of them. That's why our mind program, program 18, is meant to support all the other programs so that we speed up the uptake, the acceptance, but also the delivery and achievement of the objectives under each of the different programs. The bad habits that are still in the society, us working collectively to address them, to speed up even the mind program itself, but also the other government program. The habits I'm talking about, habits like alcoholism, it's a bad habit, which especially young people should reflect about. You cannot drink the whole day, the whole weekend. It's expensive. Things like gambling, we give you money maybe for a project. Now this betting, the European football, even the smallest towns, I see when I'm going to Mbale, a small town, people are betting and gambling the whole day. Where are they getting this money? How can we get them out of poverty when they are betting? You have only 2,000 shillings on you, you are going to bet and gamble. You lose it all. It's a problem. We want to see a society where people embrace government programs and work hard. This betting and gambling is because people think you can get money the easy way. There's no easy money anywhere in the world, not even in Uganda. So the president has also been talking about land fragmentation. When you fragment land, it's not productive. And this I'm also addressing our people who are under the parish model. When you fragment land, you can't use machinery. Land is not productive when you fragment it. But also, the habit of young people selling land to come to places like Kampala to buy border. It's one bad habit which I want to see dropped. So I want us to work together with the media houses like Smart TV 24 so that this message keeps going. I know you have a lot of young people who follow you. So we continue this gospel about changing the thinking of our people so that collectively we can make Uganda a better place. I want to thank you so much and look forward to talking to you again next time about this and the other issues. So on behalf of my ministry, my ministers, my PS, I want to thank and commend the Smart TV 24 for giving us an opportunity to reach out to the wider public through your platform.
Well, that is something to do with Vision 2040, trying to see how best we can get there. And according to something very interesting, right there from that is Moses Watasa, the Communications Commissioner, ICT Ministry, says that by the end of 2030, we shall be coming to the end of the National Development Plan 3 and start with the National Development Plan 4. But then we need to assess and see where have we gone wrong and see what we can fix, because Vision 2040 has been broken down into these development plans to ensure that we get there where we need to intend to get as a country. Well, now away from that, at this very time, we are getting straight into our story review. And of course, where we get to understand what should we anticipate from our news bulletin. That is business today. And with me, I'm joined with Rona Nahawe, a very professional reporter right there. And of course, specialized mainly on reporting oil and gas. But we want to understand, what does she have for us today? What should we anticipate tonight? Rona, good morning. Nice to have you.
Good morning. How are you?
Very okay.
So today I'm not going to be reporting about oil and gas. Yes,
okay.
I'm going to be looking at accountability of the PDM funds.
Yeah.
We all know that there has been a lot of mystery surrounding that whole sector,
Exactly.
with certain officials from district being arrested, RDCs in regards to swindling and embezzling the funds of parish development model.
Yeah.
So we do have an update from Ministry of Finance on how many circles have received these funds. Around 8,878 parish development model circles out of 10,544 have funds on their banks seated. Around 222.95 billion shillings.
That's a lot of money.
In 13 banks.
Okay.
The money is there, set and ready to be, taken up upon be used to the best.
Okay.
We do know that the rest of the banks do have other technical issues that are still waiting to be, resolved.
Okay.
Around 666 circles are in final stages of processing.
666.
Yes,
Okay.
666 circles
Okay.
are in the final stages of processing, and then 1,050 circles details have been returned to the local governments for further clarity and correcting errors. So
Okay.
those are the statistics we do have about the parish development model.
Okay.
And of course, we have had about testimonies of beneficiaries who have benefited from
yeah.
this parish development model. Even though some other people may think that this money is a mystery, it's just a myth, that it doesn't exist.
Because the allegations of corruption.
Yes, Bundubujo district, for instance, out of 130 circles, 125 circles have received at least 30 million on their accounts.
30 million?
Yes, that is
Okay.
Bundubujo district. That's as far as what I can tell you in regards to the progress of the funds. But we also do know that the next disbursement of the funds from the ministry will be triggered by the submission of fully utilization of the schedule already disbursed funds in respective local governments.
Okay.
Of course, this alliates or connects to the other pillar, the third pillar, which is financial inclusion.
Financial inclusion.
Yeah, so we really do hope that, the people that are meant to benefit from these funds that are engaged in agriculture, because it targets agriculture, will be able to...
The damage almost unimaginable.
According to what you've been discussing, it seems like one of the requirements for somebody out there to access this money, you need to be in a circle.
Yes. A circle that is fully registered, that has an elected leadership and signatories, that is viable to the banks where they're going to receive this money. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe just ask you something. The model, you talked about Bundubujo. Could we have some people in Kampala that you think have benefited from the PDM?
Yes. We have had a colleague of mine, one of our colleagues has done a story about what beneficiary from parish development model.
Okay.
From what I can remember, the person has received funds personally, not even from the circle, but personally. So there are certain, beneficiaries from the PDM funds.
Okay.
Yeah, but also, let's look at the mandate of this parish development model.
The mandate, exactly.
We have had several government initiatives to, in a bid to, attain the vision 2040 of eradicating poverty in Uganda. Do you think as Andrew, do you think these government initiatives in your PDM will be able to, help us attain Vision 2040? Will they eradicate poverty? Do you think Ugandans themselves can be able to use these PDM funds to the best of their advantage? Eradicate poverty through agriculture? Because that was the vision bearer's dream and ambition, that if I put out funds in this regard, and then the people in the grassroots benefit, then we'll be able to. Do you think it can?
I really think Ugandans are interested to change their state of living. But the question is, when these funds are released, do they reach the intended personnel? Like, of course, before the government puts up a policy, of course not everyone is going to benefit, but there is at least saying that 60%, and if we are to assess ourselves with the policies which have been put out, vis-a-vis the economic progress and the income per capita currently and the standards of living, well, that can really answer that question regarding that. How are people faring in there at the end of the day? Because we see, we live, very people are complaining of, running a business within the country is hard, there is no capital. But then these are initiatives that have been running for now, like in Myoga.
For instance?
Before, because PDM is recent.
Yeah.
If I'm to really cite out real life scenarios of how many people have really benefited with something tangible. Because having 2, 3, or 1% or 5% benefiting from a project, I don't think that project has achieved its objectives. Probably the people that are responsible to distribute those funds. That's what I'm thinking.
The chain really has to be transparent.
Exactly.
And then also, since it's a different approach, because they're targeting agriculture, we do hope that maybe if they have swindled the money, at least the people that have used the money in coffee, in growing coffee, at least that will bring back value addition, grow the coffee, increase at least in that regard. Because you see, that's the difference. That was the difference in regards to other government initiatives. This one is targeting agriculture mainly, and people that are really based in agriculture. So we really do hope, with the kind of approach they have used, and with the numbers that we have here of the people and the amount, 30 million shillings for certain Ugandans could be a lot of money.
That's a lot. And even what I'm thinking, if these people that have benefited, the 1%, if you've benefited, what impact have you created from these other? Because if I do something, I invest in coffee and I'm making money, why don't I employ these other people? Hey, I look at it in that perspective.
Those are the questions to ask. We really have to wait for until the disbursement of the funds is done, and then we can assess and see how
Okay.
these have been viable.
All right.
Yeah, that's the story I have today.
All right. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Rona.
You're
That's
welcome.
a very interesting insight, and I believe the viewers out there, you really can't wait. More of the details of that story, of course, you have to tune in on our news bulletin. That's at 9 p.m. That is business today to find out more what is transpiring right there in the world of PDM. Now it's exactly 24 past 9 a.m. and international time. Let's get into a short commercial break. We'll return with more insights.